South Bronx, the borough that gave birth to hip-hop.
There's a militarized police department that is ready to attack the people. Young people have taken the streets, they've shut down the highway.
There's an understanding that when the planet wins, the people win too.
Don't stop. You don't stop. Don't stop.
Amor, justicia, hip hop, revoluciones.
Hora de luchar a ese llamar patriótico, no al de tu corazón. Ven, no será simpático el ruido del cañón.
G1 here for Enya Don't Stop. Let's do the English. We're in Wall Street, New York City, right here where the crossroads of hedge funds, stockbrokers, and people working come together. Today we had a protest, a performance protest, demanding that attention be paid to the crisis in Puerto Rico. The vulture funds are going into Puerto Rico at a time where there is economic distress, where the island is very vulnerable. And so this performance piece is to call attention to the issue, for people to look and realize that what's happening in Puerto Rico is not too different what's happening in Detroit. It's not too different what's happening in areas all across the world where austerity is being imposed by capital, by Wall Street, by the vulture funds.
Barrio, no le hagas caso a lo que dicen los diarios. Dale fuego al chota y al abusador. La calle no perdona al que abuse de un menor. Fuego para el gobierno y la autoridad.
We got a behind-the-scenes look at the preparation and the motives for this protest with our friends Eric Aviles and Arlene Chico Lugo, two New York-based Boricua artists who for years have used theater and poetry to call for Puerto Rican independence. We rode the train with them on the way to the action so that they could share more with us.
Y vamos pa' la playa en los días del infierno. Tira la toalla, otro te corre tu chencho. En el mundo de la droga las esquinas son los templos. Las almas en la calle son perfectas para eso. Salte de mi isla, salte de mi puerto. Ustedes son los ricos, nosotros los hambrientos. Fuego pa' tu abuso y tu cabliteo. Desde Puerto Rico te regalamos un deo.
I mean, already people are struggling to survive. The tax rate is the highest tax rate in the country, in the U.S. It's like 11.5%. They're in a couple of months. They might even raise it to 16%. That's on food. That's on everything. People are leaving the island. I mean, there's a mass immigration that's happening that's never been seen. The level of this immigration has never been seen before, because you just can't. Nobody can find a job. I mean, so like if things are bad now, the consequences of this debt not being paid, I can't even imagine what that would look like for people living on the island. And then coming here and then expecting, you know, this like rosy life, this streets paved with gold and honey dripping from trees, and they're having a hard time searching out their American dreams, you know, here.
The fact is that we're U.S. citizens, right? So you talk about over 3.5 million in Puerto Rico that are citizens, that don't have the same kind of, I guess we want, rights as those that reside here in the States.
Eric and Arlene shared with us how the debt and the resulting Promesa bill is being used as an excuse to get rid of democracy in Puerto Rico.
They want to create an oversight board, a board that's elected by Congress. And this particular bill is being pushed by the Republican Party. So like if you look at the different committees, the majority that's making this decision or making this proposal are Republicans. Not to exclude the Democrats, they're playing a role too. And I remember just looking at the committee and the members and their photos, and it's heartbreaking that you have non-Puerto Ricans making a decision about our future.
And the committee would be, the Financial Oversight Board would be more powerful than the government itself.
Con la fuerza que quito el precio a mi sangre, me convierto en instrumento de la verdad, ideales, aclarando la vista quien del círculo sale, en el centro del Caribe voy.
The vulture mask is just a representation of what's called vulture funds. And so basically you had these hedge funds, firms, saw a vulnerable opportunity in Puerto Rico. So they knew the risk. They knew that since Puerto Rico was vulnerable, that they would give out loans.
They're called, hedge funds are called vulture funds because they go into distressed areas and they snatch up bonds or they snatch things up because it's more profitable when things are vulnerable.
So that's just a representation of 118 years of bondage, a colonial reality. The chains represent bondage, a burden.
Also representative of the economic burden of the debt right now, and what that does to people and to a country, to a psyche. You know, like what is this? You know, it's kind of like cultural genocide. You know, so one of our goals is to, okay, maybe there's a little bit of shock value, but then it's like, okay, let's bring attention to this, even more attention. You know, some people are paying attention, but like, all right, let's get more eyes on this. Right now, Puerto Rico is going through an economic and humanitarian crisis. In a couple of days, on May 1st, $40 million are due on a $70 billion debt, a debt that is unpayable. The country does not have the money to pay it. Right now, there are so many austerity measures already in place, and they will only put more on.
Why is he dressed like that?
So he's representing a hedge fund, what they call vulture funds. So he's representing the blend, the insidious marriage between the government, Uncle Sam, and the hedge funds, Wall Street. There's people there, you know. How can you ask a government to pay your bank account before paying teachers? How can you ask that of a country? It's immoral. It's immoral.
With this bill, with an oversight board, they're gonna pressure for accountability. They're gonna look for government assets, right? Public land. Let's say Luquillo Beach. Let's say Culebra, Vieques. All these places could all be private.
Okay, yeah, a lot of people know Puerto Rico is in a debt crisis. But what are the specifics of that? You know, like some people are saying that the debt is not even legal. There has never been an official audit of the debt. So is it even 70 billion? Is it?
Right.
Nobody actually knows. Like for real, like an audit of the debt.
The next stop is Wall Street.
I mean, basically the last time I kind of like was in that area was during the Occupy Wall Street movement. And to go back, you know, it's like the lion's den.
In a few days, $400 million is due on the Puerto Rican debt. Puerto Rico, a country in crisis, in economic and humanitarian crisis. $70 billion of debt in total. A debt that is unpayable. A debt that some people question whether is legal in the first place. A country, a people are being strangled, oppressed. A bill being debated on in Congress, the Promesa bill. But what does this Promesa promise. Give the people of Puerto Rico a financial control board that will be more powerful than the government themselves. No economic stimulus, more austerity measures. Promesa, what promise? ¿Qué me estás prometiendo a mí? ¿Qué me estás prometiendo a mí? ¿Qué me estás prometiendo a mí? Ya. 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 Ya.